It was June 17, 1603. His family had been stripped of everything to satisfy debts his father had accrued for others. Homeless with only his mother and a few barn animals present, like the baby Jesus before him, Joseph was born in a stable. The task of raising Joseph fell to his mother, who wielded a heavy hand. She rarely showed the boy affection. Years later, Joseph would jokingly say he had no need of a novitiate as a religious. He had gone through his with his mother. She often took him to church. When he was 8, he made a little altar at home where he could recite the rosary and litanies to Blessed Mother and the saints. His ecstasies began at that time.
Joseph developed ulcers on his legs. Unable to walk to church each morning, his mother carried him to a hermit who had the gift of healing. All the excruciatingly painful surgical torture brought no relief. Only when the hermit took some hot oil from the lamps burning before the image of Our Lady of Grace and placed it on the sores was Joseph freed from all pain. He walked to a church 9 miles from his home. He began fasting 2 or 3 days in a row, abstaining from food of any kind. He ceased eating meat, subsisting solely on vegetables seasoned with a bitter herb. He desired more and more to leave the world and unite himself with things above.
Joseph asked his uncle, Father Francis Deza, to help him join his order, the Franciscan Conventuals. When he ridiculed him for dreaming he could ever become a priest, Joseph went to the provincial of the Capuchins and begged him to accept him as a lay brother. Joseph received the habit on August 1620. His joy was to be short-lived. As his performance of daily duties proved unsatisfactory, a sad and wounded Joseph was relieved of his beloved habit and thrown out of the order 8 months after his entry. His agony was so great, years later he would say, "It seemed to me as if my skin was torn off with the habit and my flesh rent from my bones."
He bleakly walked toward Vitrara and his uncle, Father Francis Deza. His uncle allowed Joseph to remain with him until after Easter, after which he accompanied him to Cupertino, to Joseph's mother. She greeted him with blows to the head and cuts to the heart. It was not that she did not love him. She was afraid for him. Now that he was home, what would happen to him? His mother took on the order of conventuals. You can just